Hello, I'm Helen from Journal with Purpose, and I'm delighted to be back sharing another journaling video here on the Cult Pens YouTube channel. For my journaling today, I'm going to be using my dotted Flexbook. And when I'm thinking of creative elements that I want to add to my journal pages, I'm nearly always inspired by things that are going on around me. And in my garden at the moment, I've got some pots of absolutely beautiful lavender. So that's definitely going to be my inspiration for my pages today, for the creative elements certainly. And to add my lavender, I'm going to be using the Derwent Chromaflow pencils. And I'm going to be doing some really simple designs, but I'll guide you through how I'm creating them in case you want to have a go yourself. So I'm going to start off by adding my stem for my first lavender. So I'm just going to bring that up to a certain height. I think I have them waving along the bottom. And that pencil was the colour Basil. I'm now going to use lilac. And as I said, I'm going to keep this really simple. So I'm doing some little petals, almost like teardrop shapes. And I'm going to place them at various points coming up the stem. And I don't want them to be too precisely placed because I want them to look quite natural. So I'm grouping some together and then having little gaps in between. I absolutely love adding really simple designs to my journal pages. And it just helps to make them so personal if they're inspired by something that's going on around you. And once I've got to the top of the stem, I'm just adding a little cluster of them just right around the top. And then on the right hand side of the stem, I'm going to just add petals coming out from the same place as the first ones that I added. And I want to add just a little bit more detail on these. So I'm going to use this blue coloured pencil in denim. So I'm just going to add a little darker lime kind of in each of the petals. Just adding a little bit of depth to those so they're still really simple, but just adds a little bit of something else. And then to finish those off, I think I'm going to add some little white highlights as well. And for that, I'm going to use my uni-ball Signo gel pen. And I'm just going to add some tiny little lines on top of that darker blue that I've just added. So really simple, but I think really effective. So what I'm going to do now is carry on adding those across the bottom of my page, but I will be leaving space because I want to come in and add some leaves as well. I've got my individual lavender strands added, I want to add some leaves in between each of them and then also some strands as well. So for my leaves, I'm going to use this green basil colour again and just do another wavy stem and then add some long kind of wavy leaves. I might just broaden that one up a little bit. And then for a little bit of extra detail on top, I'm going to use this green colour called foliage. I'm just going to add it as a line in the centre of each of the leaves. And it's one of the things I really love about the Derwent Chromaflow pencils is just how beautifully you can layer them on top of each other. I think I might just add one more at the top there. And then I'm just going to add a few strands just coming out kind of in between each of the leaves and the lavender. So again, I'm going to vary the height of the leaves and just carry on doing that same process all the way along the bottom of the page. Now that I've finished adding all of those little lavender stalks and the leaves along the bottom, I want to add a quote on my right hand page, and I'm going to use this ink from Dominant Industry, and this is in Periwinkle's Blue. And I'm going to be using a nib holder for this, and I've got a Nikko G nib in there. Now that I've added my quote, I want to add just a tiny little bit more of the lavender to help break up that writing space. So I'm going to draw a little strand there, and I think then one coming up to the quote. And then add my lavender in exactly the same way. I love having lots of space to be able to add my journal writing, but I also really enjoy kind of writing around different decorations, whether that's bits of washi tape, stickers, doodles, quotes, photos, anything like that. I just think it looks really interesting right at the end when you've added all that writing. I'm just adding those final details now in white pen. And I'm going to add my journal writing off camera, but leave some photos right at the end of the video so that you can see what they look like when they're all complete. I really hope that you've enjoyed this and it's given you some ideas for your own journaling, for some really simple but beautiful decorations you can add to your journal. And for my writing, I'm just going to be reflecting a little bit on things that are going on around me at the moment. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're doing well. I look forward to being back on the Cult Pens YouTube channel very soon.